All right, hello. Um, I'm going to do a really quick tutorial. I get asked all the time on what happens when we have a customer that purchases our services or our goods and is also a vendor that we use. And so we like to swap those services. I want to show you an easy way of being able to record that within your QBO. One of the things that the CRA has said is that even if cash hasn't exchanged, if you've exchanged services, you still have to count that as revenue. So it's a couple little pre-work that you probably need to do to make sure you're set up correctly for success. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to your customers listing. Okay, so invoicing customers, that might say sales. So let's say in my list of customers here, Bugs Bunny is also a vendor that I deal with. He runs a company, it's called What's Up Doc, and I will purchase some stuff from him as well, perhaps a service. So I'm going to go in here to Bugs Bunny and I'm going to edit his name. Because one of the other things that's going to happen is that QuickBooks doesn't like that you have a customer and a vendor that's going to be the same name. So we're going to change the name. So we're going to display Bugs Bunny customer. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and save that. Well, now he is set up as a customer here. We're then going to do the same thing in the suppliers, and I'm going to go expenses, suppliers. In this particular case, I don't have Bugs Bunny set up, so I'm going to set up a new supplier. I'm going to Bugs Bunny, and the company name is What's Up Doc. And, oops, Bunny does not, spelled with an H. And what I am going to say here is Bugs Bunny and vendor or supplier, whatever name resonates with you. So that allows us to have the same name, but enough of a difference that QBO will recognize the fact that those are actually two separate people. All right. So now we have the proper vendor and the proper supplier set up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start by making that sale to our customer. So we're going to go ahead and do that sale just like we would with any other invoice. So we're going to go plus new, customers, and then invoice. And we're going to create that sale. And this time we're going to pick up Bugs Bunny customer. We're going to use our invoice date. We're going to use our terms, just like we would on any other invoice that we're doing. If I'm selling a product, perhaps in this case it's extermination services, we can do that. This is especially important if we're selling them any type of inventory. So if I'm selling them an anvil or if I'm selling them rocket skates, I want to make sure that I'm doing this so that I'm still pulling that inventory out of inventory. But in this particular case, we're going to go with extermination services. And it took us 5 hours at $95 an hour. And I am still going to put on sales tax. If I am registered for GST, or if I'm selling a good or service that is PSTable, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just say our services here are GST. And I'm going to save and close. There we go. So now we're going to go on to our next step. So we created that invoice, the date that we required to create that invoice. Our next step now, Bugs Bunny has offered us a service. So at this point, I should say, at this point, our invoice is still outstanding. We haven't received any money to it. I generally wait until we receive the service because sometimes those exchanges happen on the same day. Sometimes it goes, well, I'll give you the invoice today. Next week, you're going to give me whatever service this is for. So that service, we're going to then enter the invoice that we receive from our customer, or in this case, our vendor, just like we would any other. So we have plus new suppliers bill. So I'm going to choose a supplier, and again I'm going to choose Bugs Bunny, but this time I'm making sure that I'm choosing the Bugs Bunny vendor invoice. Let's say that bill is the 11th of February. I have the bill in front of me, and the bill is number 4567. In the category, perhaps what they're offering is professional services, professional fees, and I would write the description of service, I don't know, the professional services offered. And the amount that they are offering for us, if we are doing a direct dollar for dollar, then I would make sure that I matched what I did on the invoice, which I believe was $490. We had 5 hours at $95 an hour. It was $475. And of course, Bugs Bunny also had to charge me GST. So we're going to say our sales tax was GST. And we're going to go ahead and save and close. So now what happens if I go to my reports and I look at the accounts receivable report, I see that I should be getting $498.75. Remember, that's $475 plus GST. I should be receiving that money from Bugs Bunny. And if I looked at the accounts payable summary, I can see I had the wrong date on there. If I go to the accounts payable, aging summary, I'm just going to change this date to say February 12th. It's just because of dates. I can see that I owe Bugs Bunny $498.75. So what I would do here in this particular case is I would start by saying plus new receive payment. And I'm going to receive that payment from Bugs Bunny on the 11th, because that's when those services swapped, and that's why I'm choosing that date. My payment method, I'm just going to say cash, and I'm going to say deposit to the Bank of Wile E. Coyote. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that we should have a bank here that's the name of the business owner. It's basically a cash on hand or an owner's equity type account that we use. The amount they received was $498.75. We're going to apply it to that invoice. So we're going to show in QuickBooks as if we've received cash and that we've put it into that cash account. At the same time, I'm going to go down to the suppliers and I'm going to go to that Bugs Bunny and I'm going to make payment on the 11th. And this time the bank account I'm paying out of is the Bank of Wile E. Coyote. So the bill is now paid and the invoice is paid, and it's as if we received the cash and it's as if we paid the cash. We're just doing it out of the same bank account. So if I went here, accounting, chart of accounts, and if I go to the Bank of Wile E. Coyote and I run that report, I will see that both transactions, it's as if it were an in and an out. Like I received the cash and I spent it. So hopefully that all makes sense. Like I say, one of the reasons why we say to do this is because we need to record that income. I really want to show that income. And then some of the things that we do pay attention to are those dates. I like doing it as an invoice on the customer side, because, well, what happens if we fulfilled our side and the other side didn't fulfill their promise? Now I have it on the books that they owe us money or they owe us a service in the equivalent of. The other reason why I like that particular method is if the service or good that we are providing has a different value than what they are providing to us, and they'll pay the difference. So for example, if we purchase something sorry, if we build to Bugs Bunny, customer, I will pick again today's date, the product. Let's say that they bought some rocket skates and they wanted 5 pair of those rocket skates. And the rate I'm going to give them is the default rate. They're $25 skates. And the sales tax will be GST and PST because it's a product that we need to sell in Manitoba. So our total here is $140. But the service that they provided to us, and I'm going to say Bugs Bunny vendor, and again, I'm going to choose professional fees, but the professional fees that they offered was only valued at $100 plus GST. So what I would do in that particular case is when I received the payment to Bugs Bunny, I would say I would still put it cash, deposit to the Bank of Wile E. Coyote, but the amount that we received was $105. Okay, so the product we sold them amounted to $140. The product that we received was $105. And let's go save and close. And if I then went to the Bugs Bunny customer, I would see that there was still $35 outstanding. So maybe the deal was, oh, I'll give you $100 worth of service, plus I'll pay you $35 in cash, or we'll hold on to it for next time, or whatever the deal that you might have is. So I like that method because we can really follow it along and we can really see what is going on. And in the case of when it doesn't equal out to exactly an in and an out, this is a great way of following it. As always, we are here at Stanley Young to be able to help you out. Don't hesitate to reach out. Our email is clientcare@stanleyyoung.ca, or give us a call, 204-410-0055. Thanks.